Well, actually, I just spoke to some individual players. Just went around the clubhouse. Listen, they're people just want to check in, see how they're feeling. And everyone assured me they're going to play hard and give it their best, and that's all you can ask for. At some point, you look and say we have to go win 2/3 of our games, and we had shown no consistency along the way, so you really have to take a stretch to believe that something would change now. Okay, it's really more of a time constraint. If this was early in the season, it would have been different, but with 58 games and things would have had to change. I saw no indication that things were changing enough to make me think that the course we took that was I believe was the proper course. Nobody listens to me. We had a press conference, right? And I kind of said it, but no one listens. And so I'm not saying, so I'm surprised you'd be surprised. Because I said, what did I say? I said I wanted sustainability. That if we were in the same position, I wasn't going to add. And so listen, when you look at the probabilities, where we were like 15%, and other teams were getting better, and so you have to take the odds down from that. And so if you're going to have a 12% chance of winning, just getting into the playoffs, those are pretty crummy odds. I wouldn't want to be betting any money on that, and I don't think anybody else would either. Okay, and I said before, hope's not a strategy. And so now saying that, we didn't have any idea what was possible at the deadline, and we weren't going to just do deals for the sake of doing deals. And but we thought we got a great return for what the people that we ended up trading, and we weren't sure that was going to happen. I mean, I would have kept the players if it turned out it was going to be a mediocre return. So that was the opportunity. It turned out that it's a moment in time where other clubs are thinking very short term, and I was thinking more intermediate, long term. And so I was able to take advantage of that. I mean, I spoke to Max, I spoke to Justin, I spoke to David. I want to reach out to Tommy, and I will do that today. I genuinely like these guys, and they played hard, and we all had high hopes. But as a leader, you're forced to make hard decisions, and you got to remember Max and Justin. They're in a different point in their career, and the idea of waiting around for I still think 24 we're going to be competitive. But Max asked me straight. He goes, "Are you going to be all in free agency next year?" And I couldn't give him that promise. Doesn't mean we're not going to bring in free agents, but may not be to the extent that we did in the past. I'm carrying a lot of dead money. But if I getting rid of trading Justin and Max creates a lot of dead money, and I couldn't give him that assurance. And so he wants to win now. And if he felt like our odds were smaller than he originally thought, then he made his decision. And Justin did too, and I respect that.
How do you define competitive?
I think we're going to be. I think the expectations were really high this year, and my guess is next year will be a lot lower. But I can't speak to what's going to happen in the off season. I mean, there may be opportunity. I'm opportunistic. Okay, I mean, I don't want to roll a team out there that we're going to be embarrassed by. But but we also know that spending a fortune. Everyone says I spent a lot of money, and other teams did too. Doesn't guarantee you a trip to the playoffs. And so I think we got to look and see what we need. Obviously, we're going to need starting pitching, and we're going to have to. And that's the key thing. Other than that, our relief pitching is going to be. We got Edwin coming back. Brooks is here. Otto's here. We got our core, right? The baby Mets are going to be a year older. So I'm not as negative. Okay, I mean, it won't be as star-studded team as it was, but stars don't necessarily make for wins. but I think we're going to be highly competitive.
How do you view the future of Pete? Obviously, you'll only have team control of him for one more year. How do you view his future?
You know, listen, I mean, we love Pete as a Met. You know, he's an integral part of the Mets. You know, he's still with us for another year. Listen, we hope we work things out. I mean, even with Brandon, we work things out in free agency. So, you know, hopefully we'll get a few shots at the apple and try to figure it out.
Do you intend to try to extend him before it gets to that point?
I mean, you know, I don't want to talk about private conversations, but what I will say is, you know, Pete is a great Met. I think Billy did a phenomenal job. Okay, Buck's working hard. You know, I got a 3-year contract with Buck, and we're only a year and a little over a half in. So you know, we're status quo.
So fair to say you expect Buck to be back next year.
Yeah, I don't fully know, you know, anything's possible, but you know, I got a 3-year contract with Buck, and Buck's working his ass off, doing a good job. Listen, I don't put it on Buck, you know, I put it on the players, right? You know, I think, listen, I think we're hitting in some bad luck. I think, you know, some things that happened that were probably just the opposite of last year. But it's kind of unfair to put it on the manager. Okay, I mean, I think that's unfair.